So in this video, we're going to talk about ETFs, and we're not going to complicate things with them. They're basically baskets of different stocks, of companies, and it's to just put automatic diversification into a portfolio. And you can have these as a theme. So you can have sector themes, where you can have energy, consumer staples. These things just are all over the place. Or you can have, an all-in-one ETF like SPY or VU. And those are kind of like the gold standard when it comes to ETFs, right? And so you could also, right, you don't even need to do that. You can just pick your own stocks and pick companies that you want to do, right? So like if you don't understand ETFs, you can do it that way. But let's, so this is a group of stocks that we picked at random, and we did, basically 10 years of data. We allocated them 10%, right? And then we rebalanced them 10%. And, we completely demolished a Vanguard investor, or the SPY, the S&P 500. We just completely demolished it in our returns. And, okay, so if you don't, maybe you want to do a theme base, right? Like, you want to invest in, you don't want to invest in single stock companies, right? So maybe you want to do, a theme, right? So you're going to go, maybe, you want to have, Charles Schwab in there, right? You heard about, you want this dividend paying ETF, so you're going to put that in there. And, maybe you're going to do just 5. You're going to do that at 20%. And maybe you were told to get some gold, right? So, you're going to put gold in there, right? And you're going to put that at 20%. And maybe you heard about like technology, so you're going to do a technology ETF. So, we're going to pull up the XLK, right? And you're going to put that at 20%. And, maybe you want, some aerospace, So you're going to go check out what do they got going on here at these aerospace ETFs, right? And you say, well, I'm just going to pick the first one. I'm going to pick this one, ITA, right? So let's go with ITA. So you're going to get into aerospace. Maybe that is something you think is cool, right? So that's why you're picking it, right? You think it's going to go places, right? Look at this, and then look at this one's called WAR, right? Global Technology Aerospace, right? Maybe you're a hawk. So maybe you're going to do that one instead. You say, what, I'm going to do WAR, right? And let's see if it's even on here, right? I don't see it, so we're just going to skip that one. We're going to keep this aerospace, right? And, now you need another one, and you say, I'm going to do, I'm going to get into, energy. I think energy is going to be good, right? And there's just a bunch of these to pick from, right? So maybe you go with the first one here, oil and gas exploration. Or maybe you go energy structure. Maybe you want to go MLPX, right? So we're going to go MLPX. Right, so we're going to get on this energy structure. right? We're going to put that at 20%. And so now we got our dividend paying stock in Schwab, and we got our gold, and we're invested in tech all around, and we got, we like aerospace, so, we like looking at space shuttles and satellites and stuff, so maybe we hopped into that one. And then we say, we're gonna get into the energy sector, but I don't know what company to buy, right? So I'm gonna do that, right? And you're gonna, maybe you're just a brand new investor, so you're gonna start with $200, and you're gonna contribute $200 a month, and you're just gonna rebalance annually, right? You're gonna rebalance annually, and you're just gonna maintain on the rebalance 20% equal weights. So if gold is just doing really good and it hits 25%, you're going to sell it a little bit off and put it into the rest of these companies to where they're all equal 20% again. Now let's see how it works out, right? So we're going to go check this out, and wouldn't you know, you beat the S&P 500, So, when people talk about not beating this, they're, people are beating it all the time, right? This isn't that complicated. They like to make things complicated, but it's not. And this is just a bunch of ETFs that were chosen at random. They were just chosen at random, and they beat the 100% SP 500, right? And you can come down here and you can look at like how these behaved, right? So you have Schwab returned, 3.6 thousand, and gold, look, gold $4,000, and your aerospace performed, 3.9. Your energy sector did really well at 6.8, and your technology did 6.9. So, this is just another portfolio that was just thrown together, right? There was just no real thought in it. It was just put together rather quickly. What's the research? What are you going to go research? You're going to research a bunch of stuff that is going to confuse you. And we don't have to research nothing. You can just go and pick whatever you like, because you already did the research. That's why you like it, right? You like things, you buy it, and you own it. And we still, like I said, we still outperformed the SP 500 guys. It's impossible. So you can kind of do with anything you want with these things, right?